What's the Chow Chinchows JoesphGames here, your coach of the Chester Chinchous in the upcoming PEBA off-season kind of tournament thingy. I don't actually know what this is called, really. But it is a NFE off-season, not fully evolved mons in a sort of tournament style. There are 32 teams that are put into 4 different groups of 8 teams in each group. I think it's something like that. And then there's like a knockout phase in the divisions, and then there's a winner's bracket and a loser's bracket, and then you go up into the big quarterfinals, semi-finals, and of course grand final. And I think there's also a loser's bracket there too, and then an actual grand final between the winner of the winner's bracket and the winner of the loser's bracket. And of course, that person would be crowned winner, or champion in that case. So it's quite complicated, but the draft happened this weekend. I was in Group B. I was about 5th in Group B, so it wasn't the best place to be. It was sort of in the middle of the group, so I didn't get a lot of what I wanted, but I did get some good stuff, and I'm really happy about this because I actually really like my draft plan that I worked out with Darude, so I'm actually looking forward to this. Also, before I forget, I actually really like to see my team logo on the on Showdown. That's pretty cool. Thank you for Showdown for allowing me to upload my own images. Okay, so let's take a look at this team. We're going to start with my S tier mon because this is how they had S tier, then they had A tier, B tier, C, D, and then F. And then they also had Z tier, but Z tier is Burmy, and Burmy is way too OP. No one will ever pick that. So S tier is the best tier. It is the tier that takes your A. If you wanted an S tier mon, basically what you needed to do was it would take your S tier. If you wanted an S tier, it would take your A tier plus 1 point taken off you for actual free picks later on. Because the way this works is you were allowed to pick 10 mons. 8 of them were required by a different tier, and then 2 you had to pick by a points. So that's how it worked. So this would have, by picking Sneasel here, I lost a point, and this was an S tier mon. So actually, until like 10 minutes before the draft, I thought this was an A tier mon, and it looked like it was an A tier mon. It kept on being an A tier mon every time I looked at the draft sheet. And then about 10 minutes before the draft, it got moved up to S tier. And in order for me to take it, I had to lose a point. So I'm a little annoyed about that. But yeah, it happens. I'm not going to argue with it. Sneasel is amazing. It is one of the fastest NFE mons there is. This thing is fast as hell. You can run a life orb on it, and it does amazing work. It also is pretty good with a Z move as well. It does really nicely. You've got that dark ice typing, which is really good as well. Inner focus, keen eye, and pickpocket. Interesting abilities. I would probably say inner focus is probably the best one to go with. But then again, the ability not to be able to miss at all is pretty cool too. So that is going to be really cool. Decent move set here. I've never played with NFE mons before, so this is going to be really interesting. So I don't know what set me and Darude will be building for this team, because the fact is I've never played with NFE mons. I've had a few NFE mons on my team, but I've never had a primarily NFE team. And that's where this is going with this tournament. So it's going to be really interesting. I cannot wait to see where things are going to go. Definitely probably thinking like knockoff, icicle crap. Ice Shard always goes first, so that's something I can think of. Apparently we get Poison Jab. We also get Ice Punch. I'm guessing we get some Steel type moves that may work out nicely. Cross Scissor could work out really nicely. Swords Dance could work, but then again, you're a bit frail, so I don't really feel like you're taking that many hits. so that's probably not a good idea. Taunts could work again, probably not taking a lot of hits, so not sure about that, but there's definitely some ideas. I'm definitely looking forward to using Sneeze. So I don't want to give you too many ideas, because the fact is people will watch, other coaches might watch this video, and if you do, hello other coaches. But of course, the fact is, if they do, they might get my ideas, and I don't want them to get my ideas. Anyway, so the next mon I picked up was Groudon. I like Groudon. I like Torterra a bit more, actually, but the fact is, Torterra's a fully evolved mon. This is an NFE league, so we are looking at NFE teams. So Groudon is here, and I like Groudon. Groudon is a really cool mon. Good physical attack, really good defense. Cannot wait to use this thing. It's got some great moves it can learn. It's good grass typing. I actually kind of thought it got the grass ground, but that's Torterra. It's a final evolution against the grass ground, but that's fine. I can work with this. And it gets some good moves, and it gets rocks, which is most important, really. Rocks is important, and that's basically what we might try and run a bit more. Seed Bomb is a thing we could run. Superpower is a thing we could run. Again, we could run Toxic. Again, we can run Swords Dance. We can run Light Screen and Reflect. We can run Leech Seed and be a tank. Groudon does have an okay defense for the NFE. It's not a bad mon for NFE. Ooh, Earth Power is a thing too, so that special attack could be a bit better, but it could still work. Could still have Earth Power. Crunch is definitely a thing too. So there's definitely some interesting ideas. I cannot wait to use this mon. And then we went for Sand. I like Sand, and I wanted to have some Sand play here. So that's what I wanted here. This is an interesting team because the fact is, basically, according to the rules of the league, you can only run a maximum of 2 Pokemon per week with an Eevee-Light. So with this in mind, I have to be careful who I give the Eevee-Light to and who I want to have other items. So this could be really interesting to play the field a bit more. So we went for Hippopotas in the third pick, and Hippopotas is a really interesting Pokemon. Sandstream for the ability, which is really good. To put up the sand. Also, Sand Force is okay if you have something else that puts up the sand. That could work too. But I think most of the time I'm going to be bringing Sandstream. We can run some good, decent ground type moves. Earthquake is a thing. Get some good physical attack, good defense as well. Special attack is kind of meh. Speed is kind of meh, and the special defense is slightly better than that, but still not very good. But yeah, I'm definitely going to be thinking about using this mon. Definitely happy to have this on the team. Earthquake, Rock Slide, Superpower, gets rocks as well. Whirlwind could be interesting to play with. Slack Off is good for recovery. There's a lot of interesting. We can Roar as well. We get Roar and Whirlwind. That could work too. We set up a sub. Not that we're okay defense-wise, so we could set up a sub. So there's a lot of ideas. Double Edge is a thing too. Body Slam, Crunch. There's a lot of interesting ideas. I like Hippopotas. Hippopotas could be cool. And then we went down to... so that was S and my 2 B tier mons. Now we're going to go to C tier and pick up my first C tier mon. And my first C tier mon is Staravia. I like Staravia. Staravia is an interesting Pokemon. Reckless is the ability that we're going to run a lot of the time here because Reckless is really cool. I think it halves the amount of damage. It gives you more power, but I think it halves the amount of damage you take on yourself for recall moves. I don't know. I've never really played with Reckless a lot. I haven't played with Reckless a lot, so I don't really know the ability that well. But I'm willing to learn, and it's going to be interesting. Brave Bird, Double Edge. There's a lot of moves we can learn here. Detect to stop attacking moves. It's a shame we can't learn Close Combat like its older brother in Staraptor, but still good U-turner as well. Good Whirlwind, set up a Tailwind, Toxic, and a Substitute and Sleep Talk whilst rest. So there's interesting moves we can run here on on Staravia. I'm very, very excited to be running a Staravia. Could be really cool too. So Staravia, very, very interesting. Then we went to Marini, and we went down to D tier then. After picking up our first C tier, we had a bit of an interesting idea. We were going to pick a certain mon, and then that certain mon went. So we had to rethink a whole strategy to go around it. So whilst we were thinking, we definitely knew we wanted Marini. So I picked up Marini whilst we were trying to decipher how to recover from the mon that we actually wanted being not there anymore. So we went with Marini, and Marini is a really cool mon. I'm looking forward to using this thing. It can set up really good moves. Liquidation is pretty powerful. Of course, there's Recover. It's got some okay defense, so it can work really nicely. It can set up really good moves, Toxic and stuff like that. It can take a few hits too. Sludge Bomb, Toxic Spikes, Substitute. There's a lot of interesting moves from Marini. I'm definitely looking forward to it. Its older brother in Intoxipex is really cool, so I can't wait to use a Marini. So, yeah, Marini's going to be cool. Then we went to the OG master of Pokemon. Of course, I am talking about the mascot. I am talking about the one, the only, the John Cena of the Pokemon Company. I'm talking about Pikachu. We asked Pikachu. Pikachu is very good with a Light Ball. So let me put that in there. Light Ball. Static the ability or Lightning Rod. Most likely Lightning Rod is probably the ability we use. Decent amount of physical and special moves. Really good speed on this mon. I really like Pikachu, and I think Pikachu is going to be really interesting to use. I have the mascot of Pokemon on my team, and it's going to be really cool. Also, I should mention the cosplay Pikachus the Ashak Pikachus weren't available for this tournament, but all the cosplay Pikachus were available, and they were separate. So you might in the battles you might see Pikachu Libre, Pikachu Bell, and all Pikachu PhD, Pikachu Rockstar, and Pikachu Popstar and stuff like that. You might see them. So just want to mention, you might see them in battles. I think week 1 I'm facing someone who has Pikachu Libre on the team, so that'll be really cool to face as well. Can't exactly remember who I'm facing week 1, but that should be really cool too. Thunderbolt, Thunder Punch. I could use the Pikachuism Z, but I feel like you would be better with a Light Ball, and I'm most likely going to run you with a Light Ball. Volt Tackle is another thing I could run too. Or Volt Tackle would probably be the better move. Volt Tackle, Volt Switch, Wild Charge, Thunder Punch, Thunderbolt, Thunder. These are things that we can run with Pikachu, and I definitely think Pikachu's going to be rather interesting to run. So I'm actually really happy to have Pikachu on the team. Then we go to our second half of the draft. Draft picks 6 through 10, and let's start out with our second. So that was our second C tier pick. Pikachu was in C tier with Staravia. Now we go to our second D tier pick in Herdia. I like Herdia. I like its older brother in Stoutland a bit more so, but this one is really cool too. Sand Rush is probably the ability I'll be running along with Hippopotas. That's probably how it'll work. Doubling its speed in a sandstorm, which is really cool. We can run the Fangs. We can run Flakade. Flakade is really good because if you see my intro with Chester Chinchous, you know how good Flakade is, because that literally is showing Yorkshire, his older brother, and doing the job. And I'm probably going to be end up calling this Scotty. Yeah, I'm probably going to be calling this Herdia Scotty, because its older brother is Yorkshire, looks like a Yorkshire Terrier, and is a really big bad dog who's going to destroy you with Sand Rush. But this is a slightly cuter dog that's going to still destroy you, so you should worry about the cuter dog. Anyway, yeah, so Psychic Fangs. Oh, that must be a new move for 7th gen. Destroy screens. Oh, can I run that? I've just literally found a new move that I didn't even know existed. There's Psychic Fangs. I mean, I knew that there were the elemental fangs of Ice, Thunder, and fire, but I didn't realise that there was psychic fangs or stuff like that too. I know poison fang is a thing, but like I didn't realise that such a thing as psychic fang. That's weird. I've never heard of that before, but yeah, psychic fang could work too. I would definitely not mind doing that. Toxic, wild charge. We could carry some kind of ball of like a we could carry like a toxic orb, and basically then go to town with Flakade, and of course there you go. That's literally an amazing mon at that point. Sand Rush with a toxic orb and Flakade. I would go Burn Orb, but the fact is I think Burn Orb still lowers my attack, even though I don't know. It might not lower my attack, but yes, that's still an interesting mon. Flakade could work out really nicely, so yeah, definitely looking forward to using her here. Then we went to D tier again, and we picked up Growlithe, because we haven't had a fire type yet. I like Growlithe. Growlithe is something I've been wanting to use for a while now, and Growlithe is really interesting. Everyone loves Arcanine in 7th gen, so this could be a really cool mon. I'm really happy to use a Growlithe. I want to use little RKO. RKO the Arcanine is what I call my Arcanines, but like you're not Arcanine, so I might have to think of a different name for you. By the way, guys, if you have any nicknames for my Pokemon, please feel free to send them in the comment section, because the fact is, I've never used a lot of NFE mons before, so I don't really know what to call them. That's the annoying thing here. And some of these mons I've never used before, so that's, again, really interesting. I'm trying out a new sort of battle style with this season, because the fact is I'm trying to find my perfect battle style that's going to help me win a lot of matches. That's what I want, because I didn't win anything in the IBL and I want to win matches. I'm dedicated to doing battles on this channel, so I'm going to keep on trying to learn Draft League until it kills me. And it's not killed me yet, so I'm going to keep on doing it. And we'll honestly see what happens with it. So with Growlithe here, we can run Outrage, Morning Sun. Its older brother is quite defensive, so I've seen this thing like be able to take like things like Earthquake, and then it only do like half damage, and then Morning Sun, and then back up to full. So yeah, this thing can really do a lot of damage to people. It's a very scary mon. I'm really interested in what Growlithe can do, so definitely looking forward to using Growlithe. Then we went to F tier, and in F tier I was only required to pick up one Pokemon, but I do pick up another one as well. So the Growlithe cost me up 2 points. So you get 6 points in this game, and basically Sneasel cost me a point, so 6 went down to 5, and then Growlithe cost me 2 points, so 5 went down to 3, and our final pick was also a points pick, so yeah. That also cost me some points as well. But you could pick these 3 picks at any time. That's so you weren't required to pick your tier picks first and then your 3 picks. You could pick your 3 picks at any time. So I picked up Growlithe, and I'm very, very happy about that. Then we went to F tier, and F tier did have some interesting mons, mostly full of Little Cup mons that hadn't been mentioned in there, as well as the middle form of bug types, you know, Kinkuna, Metapod, Cascoon and Silcoon were there, Spupa, that's the 6th gen bug type. That's also a thing too. That was part of that bit. So yeah, those were things in that little section, and I was not really planning on picking any of those main things up. I was not going to use a Metapod in my team. I was not going to use a Metapod. There was no way I was using a Metapod. But Spritzy, on the other hand, was also F tier, because in F tier, it also had all the Little Cup mons that weren't mentioned. So Spritzy, on the other hand, is really, really good here. Really, really good amount of div HP, with special attack and special defense quite high as well. Attack is kind of meh, and its Speed is very meh, so I'm not looking forward to using its speed, but like it can still work out some really nice mons as well. It can calm mind up, it can take a few hits on the special side. I can aromatherapy up. Healer is an ability I'm looking forward to using, but there's a 30% chance of healing an ally's status condition, so that's something. I don't know if that means it can heal someone who's on the bench, so might work. I know that it can work in doubles, so it's interesting for its older brethren, but Aromatherapy could work as well. Again, more likely in doubles battles. Really, both of these abilities help in doubles battles more than they do in singles, but I can work something around them, really, and I feel like this is probably going to be a really good Wish Pass set, really. That's basically what Spritzy is here to do, Wish Pass, and help out some of its other mons in the team. It's going to be a little helper. I might even call it Little Helper. So, there you go. There's Spritzy. And then finally, we pick up our final mon of the team, and of course, that is Cranidos. I like Cranidos. Cranidos is huge, mold breaker or sheer force. Most likely, sheer force is what I would be running, and this thing can do a lot of damage. This thing is as powerful as hell. We can run through teams. Look at that attack stat. Just simply add a life orb, and this thing is doing the damage with sheer force. And then anything as a secondary ability and destroys as well is going to be what I'm going to be looking at. Mostly on the physical side of things, because, look at that amazing attack stat. The speed is slightly okay, the defense is a bit meh, but special attack and special defense, you're not using them. There's no way you're using them. But yeah, this is a really interesting mon. So I'm definitely looking forward to this. I could rock polish. Rock polish could be interesting, but then again, I'm not sure I'm taking a hit, so it's really not likely that I would use that. But there's some definite interesting moves that I'm looking forward to using with Cranidos. So, Cranidos, or as I'm going to nickname you, Headache, you are going to be amazing. I cannot wait to use Headache. So, yeah. Those are the Chester Chinchows for the PEBA. I cannot remember what that means. I really actually don't know what that stands for. But I'm guessing Pokemon Entertainment Battle Association or something like that. I think it might be that, actually, yeah. I think that might be exactly that. So, yeah, we'll be looking forward to using these mons in the upcoming NFE off-season, getting us all prepped up for PEBA Season 2, which I will be a coach in. So that is up and coming. And they say, according to the commissioners of this league, this tournament is going to take about 3 weeks to complete. I don't think so. I think we're looking at least 4, 5, possibly 6. But, it's really up to how many other people are excited for this and are willing to get their battles in. I'm willing to give you those battles on my on my YouTube channel and of course on VidMe as well. So get forward and get hyped. If I can get a hold of the links to the coaches, I will give you those in the description below. If I can't, I'm sorry, but I will try my hardest to see what I can do on that margin, and hopefully this is going to be an interesting season. Good luck to the Chester Chinchows. Good luck to every other coach that is taking part in the PEBA. And hope you guys enjoyed this draft analysis for the PEBA NFE off-season. Battles should be coming out to you guys. Actually don't know when battles will be coming out, because the fact is they want this tournament done within 3 weeks. Or they say they want this, but I'm really thinking it's not going to happen like that. But anyway, if they want these battles done reasonably well, I think they're like the first couple of days for battling are going to be between Wednesday and Friday this week. So it's going to be really interesting to see what comes out of those battles, team builders and everything. We'll honestly see, but look forward to probably maybe like Saturday or Sunday being your first battle, and then Wednesday next week being the second battle. that's probably how it will work if I'm in either the winner's bracket or the loser's bracket, depending on the results. I don't know, because I haven't had my match yet. But we'll honestly see. Until next time, if you enjoyed today's video, you can leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Look forward to the battles that are going to be starting very, very soon for the PEBA NFE off-season. It's going to be really cool. I cannot wait for it. So until next time, I'm JoesphGames, your coach of the Chester Chinchous, and I'm out. See you again.